Uh, very, very good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of you. Respected research persons of this session, dear participants, today we have with us Professor A. Rahman as the resource person for this session. Professor Rahman does not need any introduction. Sir is currently Professor and Director UGC MMTTC Jamia Millia Islamia New Delhi. He holds masters in two disciplines, economics as well as sociology, MPhil and PhD from JNU New Delhi. Before he joined Jamia Millia Islamia in 1999, he worked at the Institute of Applied Manpower Research Planning Commission of Government of India. His area of interest includes South Asian migration and diaspora, Gulf social demography, issues of higher education and minorities. He has published 5 books and over 50 research papers in reputed journals in India and abroad, including his contributions as chapters in edited books by well-known scholars. Dr. Rahman has presented over 70 research papers in several conferences, seminars, workshops in India and abroad. He has visited several countries like USA, UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. He visited Paris, France under Indo-Franc Social Scientist Exchange Program tries for research in 2010, 2013 and 2015. He has delivered over 100 invited talks at different institutions of higher learning in India and abroad. He is also a member of several academic committees, bodies and editorial boards. Now, with due respect, I request Professor Rahman sir to share with us his vast knowledge and experience with us. Sir, please.
Thank you, Mustafa Saab. Thank you so much for a very nice and very comprehensive introduction. You
Thank you,
have
sir.
basically what we call it, have raised the expectation of all of my colleagues who have joined this program.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Friend, thank you so much, everybody who have taken trouble to join this program. So I will try my level best to come up to your expectation. So now the ball is in your court to assess me, evaluate me, and give me feedback. Before I proceed further, let me tell you that what is important in the sense that this is the program which is called NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program. This program began for more than a year, I think, since 2023 October. And the philosophy behind this program to take the initiative, this kind of program, is to take the consideration of the National Education Policy 2020. How this National Education Policy is going to be made more effective, let me tell you. Already it has been implemented, but how this policy is going to be used so that our country, our nation, our society would be benefited maximally. That is the purpose. And in this very policy, the role and the responsibility of the teachers have been well recognized, well acknowledged, well recognized. It has been given a lot of importance that the teachers, more specifically the higher education teachers who are considered to be the backbone or the torchbearer or the path breaking for the society. Means the teachers have the potential. These young and all these university and the college higher education professors, including any teacher, have a lot of potential who can bring the transformation in the society. So India is looking forward to have the transformation in the society in terms of many ways. We all know pretty well that education is the panacea. And it is said that education is the panacea in the sense that if we are going to educate the society, means we are going to do a lot of things and lot of positive change we are going to bring. Taking this view cue into the mind, government of India has took the initiative a year back that let us invite the scholars, academicians, those who are working in the sector of higher education. They should be sensitized enough so that this policy could be implemented in letter and spirit. So if you see this NEP orientation and sensitization, 8 themes have been given. I don't know which day you are passing. Today is the last day, or many days are still left, and many themes are still. So 8 themes are there. I don't know all these themes have been covered. So how many days you have already done? I think 8 days, 8 themes. You all know that 8 themes. So one is one theme to which we all know that research and development. We all know that, and academic leadership, and then student diversity and inclusive education. Academic leadership, we all know that, and then ICT, information communication technology, and many more things like what we call it skill development. So eight themes have been, and these all 8 themes are interconnected to each other. I hope many of the themes must have been covered. So can you tell me how many themes have already been covered? Today is the what day? Because this the module of this program is for 8 days. So what is the date today?
Sir, today is the second day, sir. We have already
Okay,
covered
okay,
ICT.
okay. Second
ICT.
day means uh, only second theme. So many themes are there. So 8 themes. So if I finish this student diversity and inclusive education, 6 more themes would remain there, and I'm sure that scholars would come and discuss with you at great length its its merit and demerit, advantage and disadvantage, why we all are doing, why we all have connected, so that we could know much more the relevance, importance of contemporary challenges. Let me tell you, education is used as the instrument, great instrument, that has the potential to bring a lot of transformation, economic growth, and it is in a position to eradicate all the social evils which are prevalent in the society. So in this globalized era, I think things have become very complex. Everything is getting complicated and complicated, and teachers and things are also, issues are also changing. Means every day new challenges are going to be added, and teachers have the benefit, teachers have the potential to identify the challenges. I am sure that this policy will be only helpful or effective, could be made effective if we the teachers would come forward and take this issue or this national education policy in the positive spirit. I am sure that it has, this national education policy has also the potential. If it is going to be implemented in true sense of the term, in later spirit, country is going to reap the benefits of that one. And teachers, who is considered to be the, what we call it, the destiny maker. Let me tell you, the destiny maker of any society is the teachers. Mean destiny of any society, it is said that destiny of any society or destiny of a country is shaped in the classroom. And we are basically the leaders of the class. Every day we go to the class and deliver the goods. So lot of transformation is expected and can be done only with the help of the teacher. So why I am going to focus, already I have enumerated 8 themes. I am sure that this theme is also going to be liked by you, welcomed by you, and I am also sure that many questions would come from your side. So time is very limited. Let me tell you that how we can make the justice with this time is also very important. But I will try. I will definitely give you enough space so that you could raise the question. And our time is going to continue till 4. I don't know whether there will be any lecture thereafter or not. Any lecture thereafter?
Sir,
Hello?
we have another lecture after 4:30.
4:30. Okay. Why I'm asking? Because I will plan my lecture and deliberation within that time. If no lecture, then I could have gone much more beyond that. But I will try my level best to wrap up by 4. So let me give you time to let me speak to you till 4:50. 15 minutes will be given for you. If you ask the question, it would be a wonderful idea. If you don't ask, then I will repeat. I will talk to you. Whatever the remaining things would be there. So I will be very fast also. So let me first give you the clear picture about all that. What are the challenges, major challenges, and the grand level challenges, and what are the opportunities? So and challenges are there, but the role and the responsibility of the teacher is to convert these challenges into the opportunities. So our job is to convert or translate these challenges into the opportunities so that country could be reaped or can be benefited with the opportunity. So what are the challenges? Often we say that India is a populous country, a most populous country, because since very recently India has replaced China. Means India is the first country in the world in terms of the population. So whether population would be considered as the liability or the bane, or whether that should be considered as the boon or the asset, that is the point. That is the headline that need to be taken into account. And you also must have worried about every day we are listening that India is a demographic dividend country. India is a country of demographic gift. So what is the meaning of that one? Just I am telling you the positive side. We often say that we are overburdened. So we have a lot of population. It's very difficult for India to feed everybody. It is often. On the other hand, many demographers, social demographer theorists are holding the view that population per se is not the problem. The problem lies with the governance and what we management. If we manage the population, if we govern the population, if we bring good governance in the system, I think population will become the assets for the nation. And we all know that for growth and development, I think the role of human capital, human resource is very important. Rather, it could be called a paramount. So we have enormous population, and the majority of the populations means if you see the age-wise population, so 2/3, almost 66% plus of our population falls into the category of the young and the youths, the age group of 15 to 35. It means India, our country has a lot of potential. If we will be hypothetically speaking, if we convert this population into the human capital or the human resource, it will become the biggest assets for the nation. Now the question arises, how? How it could be converted? That is the question. And that is that is the point where the role of the teacher becomes very important. Means we the teachers have the potential to convert this population into the human capital or the human resource, as we are doing it. But we need to do much more. So here it becomes very important, and means how these population youths could be converted or translated into the human capital only with the help of education, skills, training. These all are the part of our role and the responsibility. So the main function or the major function of a teacher is to translate or translate the knowledge, whatever the existing knowledge is there. We are supposed to translate or transform to the coming generation, to the students. In a way, students are going to become the assets. And at the same time, this is also very important that research, we are not only supposed to transform the knowledge, translate the knowledge, but to create knowledge as well. Means the research and the teaching becomes, these two aspects of course extension are very important, and we are doing it. So by providing training, skills, and seeing the situation, what kind of situation is there, means what is the requirement of the labor market or the society, because things are changing very fast. So we as a teacher, dynamic and a smart teacher, need to understand, and this could be made possible with the help of the research. Understand my point? So we have tremendous problem, but these problems, I'm giving you one example. We have learned a great deal with a very short span of time. When the pandemic struck the entire world, so is the case of India, everything was devastated. But with with a very short time, we learned to transact our knowledge sitting at our home. Means this is the outcome to which we all are sitting at our own university, colleges, and wherever. We are connected today. So we adversity that was brought by pandemic, we sought the opportunity. We learned this thing in a very short span of time, and we started doing it. Same case with this population, how we are going to govern population, manage population in a better way by providing quality education, training, and health as well. If we are going to do this, and many countries in the world have already done, when they were passing through the demographic dividend, in case of Southeast Asian countries and Japan, in many countries, they took the benefit, they reaped the benefits of the demographic dividend. In case of India, it has already begun long back in 2005-6. And mind you, this kind of situation is not going to continue for all times to come. By 2035, the same pocket of population we all are appreciating and commenting that we are demographic dividend country. I think we will not feel like this by 2050 or 55. So only 25 to 30 years are in our hands. Already we have lost much time. So here is an opportunity being brought by this national education policy to do something very tangible for the sake of the society. And the other hand, we have the vision by 2047, means we need to take this country into the category of the developed nation that is called Viksit Bharat. We all have heard how. Now the question is there. So we as an academic, we as a researcher, we as a teacher, professor, what we all are supposed to do. Our role is tremendous. Our role is paramount. Our role is very, very significant, let me tell you. As it is said that we are the teachers, we are the human being, we to whom they have the opportunity, they have the potential to give it back to the society in a very profound manner. Means we need to change the population into the human capital or the human resource. If we do it, definitely country is going to realize the benefit. At the same time, I think the dream or dreaming of getting our country into the club nation would not be a distant dream. It would be realized, it would be felt by all of us. So here, taking that issue into the mind, that mission into the mind, you all have been. You means every teachers who are considered to be in the estimate of 15 lakhs teachers, 1.5 million plus teachers are working in the sector of higher education. And we know pretty well where do we stand. Means I'm talking about the educational institutions. Where do we stand? That is very important. So here we are going to talk. I think let me now focus, because already I have highlighted some of the larger picture issues, challenges, and possible opportunities. So here is student diversity we are going to understand. At the same time, inclusive education. When we talk inclusive education, I think now it is the time to become or to take our approach which would be all inclusive. Means how we can become inclusive in the classroom, how we can make our approach all inclusive. There would be no any kind of thing. So and now we are talking of, because our is a society which is highly differentiated in terms of caste, community, or many linguistic grounds. So how we are going to cement all these things for the sake and for the development and for the growth of the nation is important. So how we are doing our best in the classroom, what is more expected on our parts, we will see to it. Lot of pedagogical development has taking place, and how we are going to cope up. As we all know that today, if you see the scenario, I think our educational system is is having a lot of problem, quality problem, quantity problem. Why? Even in terms of quantity means access to education. Even we stand nowhere, in the sense that if you see the gross enrollment ratio in our own country, it is now estimated to be around 26-27%. 15 years before, it was hardly 15%. Even beyond that, 10%. But let me also tell you some of the statistical facts around the world. If you see the case of United States of America, I think over there, the gross enrollment ratio, which just I have highlighted, is in the range of 85 to 90%. Higher education gross enrollment ratio is there. If you see the European Union, like France, Germany, and in case of Germany, 70, it has crossed 70%. In case of France, it is 65. In case of United Kingdom, I think 62. So they are having their gross enrollment ratio above 60%. All these countries, European Union and many countries. Take the example of South Korea, that has crossed 90 plus 95, 96%. But we are still hovering around. And if you see the global gross enrollment ratio, it is around in the range of 35. So we are, and why it is said in this national education policy that our gross enrollment ratio must be raised to 50% by 2035. It is the target which has been given in this national education policy. So we are going and we are being expected to play a very crucial role. Of course, government is playing. So what kind of role we are going? And not only this, means here is a gray line in the sense that only statistical figures to which I am just enumerated are not good enough, not sufficient enough. Even within that, let me tell you some important startling facts. Even in this 26 or 27% gross enrollment ratio, there is a serious problem in it, in the sense that it is not all inclusive. Everybody is not represented, every class, caste, communities, in terms of religion, in terms of rural urban divide. Our country is strongly divided in terms of rural and urban. Great majority of the higher education institutions are located in urban areas. So what happens to the people who are living in the rural area? India is considered to be a country of villages. Majority lives in the rural areas, but their children have no access to that. So they are of the 27%. They are not included. So now not only this, take the example of gender. Women. Women constitute 50% by and large of the total national population. But if you see their presence in labor participation, in higher education, or for that matter anywhere, they are not represented. They are inadequately or grossly especially in higher ups. They are grossly underrepresented. So we need to see, since we are going to talk of inclusive education, we need to see all these things. So many challenges are there, not only the quality assurance, not only the expansion, so many challenges are there. So we will see to it as how, and this could be expected that if we are going to play our crucial role or important role, we will be able to catch up with the fast changing scenario of the world, in the sense that have been left far behind. So we need to catch up, as we need to become, or we need to see our country into the category of the developed nation or at par with other advanced countries. So lot has to be done, and it is expected that teachers will be definitely going to play a very crucial and very profound role. Given this kind of background, let me now come to the point of you give me a minute so that I will be able to open my slide, and then we will discuss. But so many slides are there, so I will skip some of the slides. Otherwise, we cannot be able to catch up with the time. But you just have a look and take this slide as a question. If something is not understood, some sort of problem is there, you let me know. I will be very happy to explain it to you. I hope you are watching. आप देख रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
बोलिए.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is fine, I guess. So
Yes,
here
sir.
it is
Sandeep, sir.
written student diversity and inclusive education. So bringing our unless until we become inclusive in the classroom, in our approach, I think nothing will be able, because everything starts from there. So students are going to be imparted. So let me now put it before you. National education policy, what is the statement that has been made? It is said the education is the greatest tool. Can I request you, please? Can I request you? Can I request you off your audio, please? Are you okay with that? This is fine. Okay. So national education policy,
हिंदी में
I think there's a disruption, I guess. So I'm asking and requesting to our colleagues that kindly put your audio off. When you would speak, then you just open it. So education is the greatest tool for achieving social justice, equality. That is the statement which has been inclusive and equitable education, while indeed an essential goal in its own right, is also a critical to achieving an inclusive and equitable society in which every citizen has the opportunity to dream, thrive, and contribute to the nation. Means for the growth of the nation. This is the responsibility and the privilege also. Let me tell you, it is the responsibility and the privilege to contribute according to his or her might or his or her ability for the growth and development of the nation. So very important, I think, equitable and inclusive education in NEP 2026.1. Social category gaps in all levels of education, school education, large disparity, and still remain the same. That is the fact. So how we can eradicate or remove this problem, we need to. What is diversity? We all understand that diversity. So it is for our theoretical understanding, we try to understand what are the primary dimensions of or physical or primary or tangible dimensions of diversity. Ethnicity, income, as we say that ethnicity belong to a particular language or class, in terms of class and class caste also, income, a spiritual beliefs, physical abilities and characteristics, race and gender. So these are the primary diversity. But secondary important, communication style, family status, first language, and our education, everything. I think this has been given. Why it is important? We as a teacher needs to understand all these things. Otherwise, we will not be able to address the challenges in our day-to-day life in contemporary. Unconsciously, sometimes deliberately, sometimes undeliberately, I think we become partial. We are not objective, and we do a lot of so coexistence of different people, as we say that tolerance, and coexistence and acceptance. Acceptance is very important, not tolerance. Acceptance is rather more positive. So unless until we accept diversity or difference, some of those people who are coming from the rural areas, so they should be, I think, as we say, the teacher needs to be empathetic. Unless until we become empathetic, means empathy is the cardinal principle. So teachers need to be empathetic. He must hold the idea, the very idea of what we call empathy. Then we can become a good teacher, better teacher, impartial teacher, objective teacher. So what is inclusion? So we understand two two concepts become very important to understand. That is diversity and differences. So that is there. And here it has been proved with the empirical understanding that diversity is a good thing, and that must be celebrated. Diversity must, as we often say, India is a unity in diversity. Yes, it is our not weaknesses, it is our strength. And empathetically saying, not only in ideal sense, even in any ways, I think that is very important. So many glaring examples have been given. So diversity must be celebrated. Diversity is the strength of any nation, for that matter. But what basically, again, I am bringing this, how you are perceiving is important. See, women and men and women are complementary to each other. They are complementary to each other. So is the case of other social category. I think the whole idea is to see the world in a larger way, or our with the sense of objectivity, things would become very. So what is inclusion? It provides inclusive and equitable quality education, encourage lifelong learning opportunities for everyone. Means inclusion. Yes, integration, incorporation, equity, embracement, accessibility, and unity. So inclusion leads to, means when we talk of that one, diversity, if we are going to understand, if we are going to celebrate, if we are going to take in the idea of our in our perspective, I think that becomes very in the diversity of perspectives and increased sense of belonging. It also promotes improved learning environment, encourage cultural competence and positive contribution, promote social cohesion. Again, is very, very important. And then let us take this concept in the sector of higher education is again very important. I hope you all are listening to me.
Yes, sir. We're
We
listening.
have our own limitation that we are not physically connected, means we are not sitting in the one class. So there's no any kind of exact pedagogy to which we all are habituated to. So we are connected online, and even we are not saying to each other. That is also the demerit and limitation of this. So diversity in the higher education. What kind of diversity? Socio-economic diversity is again very important. India is having significant socio-economic diversity with a wide range of income levels, wealth distribution, and occupational diversity. There are disparities between urban and rural areas among different states and the regions. This is the fact. Why it becomes very important? When we go to the class, I think the students belong to different categories in the sense that they are from different states, different region, different caste, different communities. So it's a big challenge. So addressing diversity is a big challenge for all of us. How we are going to accept this challenge, and how this challenge could be converted into the opportunity and the prospect. Again, it depends on the smartness and our willpower and our intellectual level. uh, is The level of our intellect is become very, as already we have got to know, and we know pretty well the urban, the people or the students who are coming from the urban areas, and those who are coming from the rural areas. I think their challenges are quite different. And even in the class, we all know by different names that students who are called as fast learner. There are many students who are slow learner, every learner. So how we are going to address, how, what kind of pedagogy we are going to follow, so that we can teach each and every student maximally or equally, let me tell you. So this kind of challenge is there. Socioeconomic diversity. So let me tell you, it's a challenge. So how we are going to, and many of you are addressing, let me tell you, but there's a need to understand, there's a need to think on it, and sensitize ourselves. Linguistic diversity. See, India is known for its linguistic diversity with over 120 major languages and numerous dialects. Hindi and English serve as the official language, but each state has its own official language, contributing to a rich tapestry of linguistic traditions. Sometimes, in today's scenario, this is my hunch that we need to be multilingual. We need to be multilingual, not only one lingual, but multilingual, at least two, three languages. As a good teacher, as a dynamic teacher, we need to know, and then we will be able to address, we will be able to connect ourselves with the students, because now in our class from every, not I think now the things are going very fast, and the day is not far off, let me tell you, and this is already happening in the west or the advanced countries. So one indicator is there for measuring the quality and the standard of the university. How many students are the foreign students from the, but in our own country, again, we are Nobel laureates. So many indicators and the parameters are there. So take the example linguistic diversity. So here India is a country of uh, uh, contrast, in the sense that many languages are there, many dialects are there. So diversity is not only confined to socio-economic, but it is also in terms of the language. What is the other one? Demographic and regional diversity. See, in our own country, many states are, take the example of southern states, Indian states, northern Indian state, and north eastern Indian states. Lot of contrast, lot of differentiation we will find. So it is very interesting to share with you that we as a conscious citizen of this nation must visit the place, all parts of the country, then we can understand India. And visually, we must see what kind of diversity, what kind of differences are there. So if you go to northeast, you will find different. If you go to south, you will find different. If you are coming to the people who are coming from that to north part is different. So we need to understand. So demography, as we talk the regional diversity, demographic. So every state, Indian state, has different patterns of demographic growth and everything. As we all know that if you see the literacy rate, see the case of southern states, especially Kerala, and the north or the eastern state like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, even Odisha, they will see the differences in terms of gender diversity. This is also, as already I have highlighted that diversity is a critical aspect in India, with efforts being made to address gender disparities. So many universities, it is the project long back, at least 20 years or 2 decades before, in many universities, gender studies has been taught, as a subject, as a discipline to understand. And it is also said that gender means they constitute women and men working together, and their role and the responsibility, unless until we understand in totality. We cannot see these two genders, social category differently, but both are complementary and how they can work together. So, and they also constitute 50% by and large of the world population. So is the case of India. And it is in the interest of gender balance. I think we often talk of there should be equal ratio in terms of the gender. And already, if you see many, with the help of many empirical studies, we have got to know that there's a serious problem and challenges are there. So gender equality, let me tell you that this problem is not confined to one country, means India or the developing country. It is very much prevalent all over the world. If you see this sustainable development goal, when it was previously it was called Millennium Development Goal, it all began in at the turn of the century 2000, it continued till 2015. So many challenges. So one of the goals of that one are gender parity or gender equality. Again, when this was repackaged in 2015 and it will continue till 2030, again gender is, I think, fourth goals of this sustainable development. Quality education is another one, and no hunger on the earth would be the very first idea, first, I think, goal. So like that, how to create the climate change has become very inevitable. So how we can deal with the environment to stop all these kinds of things, and biodiversity. So many 17 challenge, and the last challenge to which is again very important, that collaborative efforts. Collaborative means all the countries of the world have the agreement that yes, every country would work in order to deal with this situation, and along with that, if there's a need, so they could take the help from any country of this. 193, 94 countries are there. So gender diversity is another challenge in the sense that that is there. We cannot, but how we are going to manage, how to equalize, bring equality in the sense that how we can become, or how we can make the class, how we can convert the class into the gender sensitive class is the very germination, and the idea starts from there. If we are going at it, the bounden duty and responsibility of the intellectuals like all of us to do this, to start this cultural diversity is again. India is a renowned for its cultural diversity, influenced by long history of different rulers, traditions, and religions. Various arts forms, dance forms, music, genre, and festivals are unique to different regions and communities and contribute to rich cultural mosaic. So this is said as how we are going to portray these cultural differences and cultural diversity in a positive way, not positive light. That is that is again the important responsibility of all of us, because see, on Republic Day, on many occasions, we showcase our traditions, our culture, our variety of culture. If something is various and variety of culture, it must be celebrated, it must be taken into the positive. If we are going to, I think, homogeneity, some people talk of homogeneity, that is then impossible, and that is also not in good taste, let me tell you. And the other one is cognitive diversity. This diversity refers to variation in thinking styles, problem solving approaches, and perspective. Cognitive diversity, I think we all do not think in the same way. And that is the beauty, and that is the beauty which is brought into the debate and discussion. We have agreed to disagree. Unless until we do it, I think things will not move in the positive direction. That is very, very important. So cultural diversity, cognitive diversity, and all this a strategy for making higher education all inclusive. So here, a strategy is very important. So here again, it becomes very important equitable education. Achieving equitable education in India involves addressing socio-economic disparities and providing equal educational opportunities to all, like caste, creed, gender, economic background. Initiatives like scholarship, preservations, and outreach program aim to reduce educational inequalities. Means what basically we have tried to understand, even in terms of culture, in terms of linguistic, in terms of socio-economic background, we are divided. So how we are? So there must be a strategy as to address these challenges so that we can create a beautiful society, equitable society, access to quality education. As we have to say that for in the work of in the direction of making a better society, equitable society, or access to education, this has been done. Ensuring access to quality education is a priority in our country. The country faces challenges such as uneven distribution of educational resources and varying standards because regions. Initiative like RT Act focus on improving accessibility and enhancing the quality of education, especially in underprivileged, deprived sections of the society. So we all know that in 2005, now I think RT has been made as for fundamental. So all learner-centric classroom. So apart from that, that has been addressed. Access to quality education means already we are doing learners. How we are going to convert? Shifting towards learner-centric classroom emphasizes personalized learning experience. In India, this approach acknowledges diverse learning styles, languages, and background. It encourages active participation, critical thinking, engagement, aligned with the modern pedagogy. So pedagogy means science of teaching. I think when you must have, if you have attended faculty induction program when you were young, relatively young. I think the entire 1 month has been largely focused on the pedagogical things. And it is your own style. If you are committed to academics, classroom, if you are really saying the future of the students in the right way, I think you can innovate. And many innovative ideas or the styles could be learned. So unless until you are going to get connect, means how you are going to establish the connect between the students, between you. So all the time you need not be a very formal, but you need to become very informal sometimes, personal. Means as I told you about the empathy, it's a very cardinal principle, empathy, and then uh, knowledge in terms of the knowledge, and then empathy, and what we call it. You have to be very what we call it flexible. Let me tell you, flexible. So all the time, it not to be very rigid. So how you are going to consider yourself means class learner centric. If you factually ask me today, it is completely dominated by a teacher. Class is dominated by a teacher like that. When I think that I should take the class, I take the class. When I don't think, just say that I will not take the class. Without taking the consideration of the students. So if you are going, if myself or anybody is going to take a student as the priority in the university, in the higher education, I have seen that the administration, see the attitude of the administration anywhere. They are not there. The law and order, law maintaining law and order is all the time not the problem. Means how we will be able to create the academic atmosphere. That is, of course, one of the ingredient is the law and order. There's no doubt, but all the time it's not like that. So unless until we are going to convert our classroom, which would be learner centric, means student. Let me tell you, student centric. student-centric, things will not move in the right way. Societal engagement. Societal engagement in education involves collaboration between educational institutions and communities. That is the demand of the today. Today's demand is to have the collaboration between institutions and the communities, means the students, communities, even industry and every, unless until we understand the requirement of the industry or the labor market or the society, I think we will not be able to understand. In India, in our own country, community participation, parent-teacher association, involvement of local stakeholders are vital for holistic development and addressing specific needs of the learner. That is very important. The whole idea, the whole philosophy of this kind of exercise is to become human, kind, and empathetic. I'm using different words, but the same kind of a spirit I'm saying. And this is very important. And how it can be possible? It will be only possible when we, the teachers, start enjoying our profession, which is considered to be the best profession on the earth, let me tell you. So we are basically the destiny maker, future maker of society. See what kind of privileges or status the society has given to us. We need to realize, we need to ponder, we need to introspect. Let us go. Universal design, capacity development of the faculty, universal design for learning. I think this is very technical in the sense that physical accessibility, multiple learning modalities, technique integration to ensure the education is accessible to everyone, including those with disabilities. Think previously what we call it a special education or like that, now integrated education, or so many names have been given. So how we are going to work in the direction where integration or inclusiveness become the cardinal place. But this is what capacity development for means. It is known by staff development, capacity development. So the whole idea behind this to sensitize the teachers like us. So every day things are changing, and seeing the requirement of the society, I think training, whether you call it training, orientation program, capacity development, capacity building program, I think today it has become the need of the day. And in enhancing the capacity of educators, means teachers, training program, professional development, workshop, incorporating modern teaching methodology contribute to building the skills and knowledge of faculty, ensuring they can meet the evolving needs of the students. Yes, see, many times you must have heard that we students, teachers are teaching with a very old kind of, because once you have appointed in the university, you are going to, you means you, me, or anybody is going to remain for 30, 35 years. So every day, the challenges of today and tomorrow is entirely different. So whatever we have got to know yesterday, I think tomorrow it would be different. Means, as we say that learning, de-learning and relearning has become the need of the day. So whatever I have learned yesterday might be possible that it would not be relevant today, and tomorrow definitely it is going to become obsolete. So learning, relearning has become very important. So unless until we de-learn, I think we cannot learn something which would be important. Linking diversity and inclusion, I think that is very important. So that is how both the things are very important. How we are going, diversity is there, so how we are going to include is very, very important. Means celebration, already I have said to you, celebration of diversity involves what? Recognizing, appreciating, and valuing the difference among different individuals in terms of culture, background, abilities, and perspective. It goes beyond tolerance and embraces the diversity, enriches the overall experience, and contributes to vibrant community. You must be wondering what I am telling you nothing. I think nobody is going to teach you anything. You all are qualified enough, educated enough. We all have assembled here to sensitize ourselves. We know everything. no doubt. But how we can take this idea or these new points into our mind, if we know to what extent we are exercising this responsibility in a day-to-day life, especially in the classroom situation, means the very idea of diversity must be celebrated. So unless until we are convinced that yes, that is going to remain there, how we can take the benefit out of that one is very important. The rural people, urban people, all these cultural or linguistic things are going to remain. But how we are going to create as it is said, that unity in diversity, means how to bring equality, unity within these differences, means how we are going to convert these diversity differences into the positive light. And it is the responsibility of the teacher, like all of us, and this is what it is expected on our part. Inclusion. Inclusion involves creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Yes. Celebrating diversity is a fundamental aspect of inclusion, as it promotes atmosphere where individual can bring their authentic self without fear and discrimination. So what I was telling you, you need to remove the fear psychosis, fear amongst the students, unless until you become very humane, kind, empathetic, and very assimilative. Let me assimilate in the classroom. I think this will not happen. Enabling diversity to flourish. Yes, diversity, when we say that diversity must be celebrated. Take the example of any book, take the example of any garden. I think if you go and visit any garden or see any garden, I think if the same kind of flowers, if the same only red are blooming, and if you go to other garden, all kinds of flowers would be there. Definitely, it will give you a rather better look and better aesthetic sense to you. Taking that cue, I think in the same way, if you see any society for that matter, every society, especially the advanced society, this is my hunch, this is my understanding, they are becoming more diversified and diversified. They are celebrating diversity in all ways, not only in terms of language, not only in terms of culture, but in every way. And why I am saying, because we are saying in developing countries or South Asian countries or South countries, I think North, South, the whole world is divided South and North. So how North has taken the benefit of all this, and they have created a lot of environmental issues. That is different stories. But here, we need to see that those societies which were homogeneous to a lot, they are becoming diversified. And those countries which are having the history and the legacy of diverse, so they are, some of the few of them are thinking of that kind of things, that society should be just homogeneous, which is not possible. And teachers like all of us, with the empirical understanding, theoretical understanding becomes very important. Holistic approach, and then linked to a mutual hand holding. Why I am hand holding means that becomes very mutual hand holding implies a collaborative and supportive relationship where individuals or groups assist each other in navigating challenges or achieving common goals. It symbolizes shared responsibility. It is the responsibility of everybody, including, of course, we are more responsible, but every citizen of the Indian citizen, it is a responsibility to collaborate wherever we can contribute to make a society a better society, progressive society, or inclusive society. Let me tell you, any inclusive society, which is demanded, which has become the demand, today's demand, that unless until we become inclusive, only by increasing anything like per capita income or trillion economy, these things will not move in the right direction unless until we are going to address the issue of gender or the issue of deprived sections of the society, I think we cannot think of a better society or a stable society. So that is very important. And we as an intellectual, we as a teacher must understand the importance of that one. For see, today in this contemporary age, I think this becomes very important, that collaboration. So we can collaborate, we can take the help from any university which are existing on the, we can have the MOU, your university, your vice chancellor, your head of the institution can take the advantage of all these things. So it is the mandate of the national education policy also. I think the purpose of the national education policy or the function is to create the global citizen. So we should be relevant to India. At the same time, we should be equally contributing factor for the global society or better society or global economy and all that. Access to quality education for all. Hello, are you listening to me?
जी sir, जी
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. We are listening.
Okay, okay. I will be fast.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Just otherwise, linked to
Yes, sir.
cultural, regional, and linguistic. So this is all relating to the one. So efforts. What are the efforts basically that has been made for making the inclusive environment in NEP? Technology-enabled learning, blended learning. These are the very important. I think these are the points that have been addressed in our NEP, National Education Policy. A student ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, opportunity in skill enhancement, vocational entrepreneurship, and self-sustainability. So we have seen that we need to use all these modern teaching aids. How we are going to create the class, make the class which would have the maximum import, means we need to understand the psychology. We need to prepare the psychology of the students so that they could learn more. And if there's evidence that if we are going to use this technology, sometimes we get misled by, I think, this kind of situation like chat GPT and AI, artificial intelligence, is going to create unemployment. It is going to create something. But let me tell you, when radio was invented in 60s, 70s, same kind of situation was prevailing. It is going to, and then when the computer came here, again the same. And again, so this new technology cannot replace human being in any circumstances. Robo and everything, that is not going to replace. So there is always need for. But how we are going to use all these modern teaching technology for the benefit of the society, or to provide the maximum benefit of the society, is very important. See, the situation only statistical. If you see, if you wish to bring some division, and if you wish to work, I think there's a software today. If you put everything in that, I think result will. But it will not be, I think, unless until your intervention, your human mind involvement, things will not in that direction. See, if you want to take the average, it will come. And if 40%, 30%, 50% gross enrollment ratio, it will be calculated, it will be done. But we have to see who is left out, who is included, is very, very important. So that could be only done with the help of the human mind and we, the teacher. That's why the human intervention is always there. So I will be finishing, I think, 15 minutes I will give it to just see this global comparison. Where do we stand? So today it has become also very important to see that where do we stand. As it is said, that I have also given the perspective and the statistical, some vital statistics. Where do you lack? And where we need to match, where do we need to improve? That is very important. Student diversity data, geographical diversity data, knowledge transmission and knowledge construction. Just have a look on this. Knowledge transmission, efficiency, clarity, foundation building consistency, and negative limited engagement. I think, and then lack of personalization, memorization over understanding, not promoting creativity. Knowledge construction, positive side, active learning, critical thinking, skills, personalization, long-term retention, negative time consuming, and all that. Learning approach in education. So I'm just omitting teacher centric. Already I have discussed with you that I'm not going to. So what is basically the learner centric methods to which we need to follow, to which we often omit, we don't follow. Debate and in-depth discussion. For this, to organize the workshop, to organize the seminar, to organize or to have the tutorial in the class. So when into a semester system was introduced, a lot of resistance was there on the part of the teachers that only by just dividing into two parts that work. But if you see the methodology of the semester system, I think that is the best. Group work or the workshop, tutorials, practical exercise, field experience, simulation and virtual labs, flipped classroom, problem solved learning, and project-based learning, cooperative learning. Means, take the example of cooperative learning. I think when we were the students, just you should go back to your student days. Yes, class में teacher क्या कहा, चुपचाप बैठ जाओ, nothing doing. So here, how we are going to create the class, today's class, cooperative learning basis. You tell me, just you tell me, then you can give the response. Means here completely dominate, not domination, but I think full freedom must be given to the student so that he or she can come with her own mind, and he or she should express freely of his or her own ideas. That is very important. Information process for diversity and inclusion in education. What are the angles? Stakeholder engagement, strategy in development, implementation, planning, and continuous involvement. Role of creativity for diversity and inclusion. Challenges, already I have discussed it. Cultivate empathy, promote inclusive, inspire social change. So it is the responsibility and the main function of it, teachers to sensitize, try to sensitize in the classroom. Today, students have become very smart. So what they basically, to give the inspiration and I think right direction, they will be good. A lot of resources are available. But what they need is the sensitivity and inspiration, and how you can become the role model for the students today. That is the whole crux, the essence and the abstract of for the entire discussion. How you are going to become the role model for your class. When you are going to become the role model, you don't have any say. I think it will come from the other side, means student side, whether you have been the role model for them or not. It's not your duty, and it's not your prerogative to decide. So earmark suitable government funds for the education. Let me tell you, set clear targets for higher education, for this higher education, for deprived groups or socially disadvantaged, enhance gender balance in admission to higher education, enhance access by establishing more quality higher education institutions in aspirational districts and special economic containing large number of the people who belong to the deprived sections of the society. So measures taken by higher education. So all these measures, these all are the points I will share with you. So this is all continued, and I think develop bridge courses for us that come from disadvantaged educational group. So here we are talking of making the policy, making the approach, making everything all inclusive. Diversity, we need to understand diversity, that is going to remain there, but how we are going to, what kind of approach, what kind of policy, what kind of things, strategy we must adopt as a student, as an administrator, as any stakeholders, as any functionaries in the university. Ensure sensitization of faculty, counselor, students on gender, identity issue, and its inclusion in all aspects of higher, including curricula. See, we need to update the curriculum, course content very rapidly, very speedily, strict in force of all discrimination and anti. Everything is being done. I'm not saying it is not done, but there's a need to reiteration, there's a need to re-emphasis, repackaging has become the need. Otherwise, we have been removing Garibi Hatao. You all know that since 70s or 60s or since independence, we have been removing poverty, eradicating poverty. It is still going on. So it's a point of view to what extent we have removed. But now the time has come. If we wish to catch up with the other countries, advanced countries, we need to take this strategy, we need to take this mission as a mission, not as a just chalta hai. So develop institutional development plans and contain specific plans for active on increasing participation from socially and economically disadvantaged sections, including but not limited to them. So many things are there. You can innovate, you can see, because these things are the only list, which is not all inclusive. It is not exhaustive also. So many things would be there. This is my limitation. But you are competent enough, educated enough to follow. As I promised to you that at least 15 minutes, I will give it to you. So it is the training to which I have got at the HRDC. Now it is called MMTTC. So I stayed there for more than 25 years, 2.5 decades. So I have got a lot of input from the persons or young and energetic persons like you, and I have been benefited enormously. So whatever I got to know, whatever I have acquired the knowledge from you, like you persons, I have tried to share with you today. And to what extent I have done it, it's now the ball is in your court to assess me, to evaluate me, and to let me know. And then I will be very happy to rectify my position, my articulation, and everything. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much for having provided this great opportunity, especially to Dr. Faiza, who is the director of the MMTTC Aligarh Muslim University, to which I have been the alumni or alumnus of that Aligarh Muslim University long back. Of course, alumnus is still, but I happen to be the a student of that university. So right now I am JMI Millia Islamia. Before that, I have also the student of Jawaharlal Nehru University. So in the journey of my education, still I am consider myself to be the student. I am still learning the colleagues like all of you. So thank you once again. Thank you very much for so much patient hearing. But I will be very happy to listen to you, your questions, your observations, your articulation, your remarks will be welcome from my side. Thank you. Thank you so much. So now I'm stopping here. Now the floor is open for your
Thank you, sir.
question. Thank you. Yes, please. बताएं. आप लोग बोले आप प्लीज, इसीलिए मैंने छोड़ दिया कि आप लोग क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे. अदरवाइज आई could speak till I could have spoken till 4 or 4-5. आप लोग क्वेश्चन पूछे प्लीज. कुछ भी नहीं पूछेंगे आप लोग.
सर वेरी नॉलेजेबल लेक्चर सर.
Thank
इतना
you,
अच्छा
thank you
लगा
so
कि हम
much.
बिल्कुल
बहुत बहुत
जुड़े
धन्यवाद.
हुए थे आपके साथ, और आपका हर सेंटेंस जो कि बिल्कुल दिमाग को टच कर रहा है, और उसको अप्लाई करने की कोशिश करेंगे, क्योंकि एनईपी हम सबको समझना बहुत जरूरी है. सर वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव और वेरी नॉलेजेबल लेक्चर सेशन सर. थैंक यू सर.
Sir, I think
Thank
there is
you
no
for your
question.
appreciation. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But आप लोग अगर कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, if you ask any question, it will be very encouraging for me. कुछ भी anything relating to my deliberation, higher education, Indian higher education system or anything. और भी कुछ नहीं तो I will start speaking and I will speak for 10 minutes more. आप लोग पूछें, मैंने तो जानबूझकर छोड़ दिया इसलिए कि when I was there, often students come to they came with the complaint that resource person was he didn't allow and he spoke till the last. He did not give time for the question. So I am giving. I am still giving.
Could
But
you please give us some opinion about relating artificial intelligence and Indian knowledge system?
हाँ क्या पूछ रहे हैं कि मतलब आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम?
हाँ, yes sir.
नहीं हम तो ये कहा था ना व्हाट बेसिकली आई टोल्ड यू दैट इट्स artificial intelligence Indian knowledge system has I think artificial intelligence is one of the technology, okay, through which we can use today in different, it is going to be used in higher education, medical, medicine, everywhere it is going to be used. So in Indian knowledge system, if you see, I think there's no any kind of impediment. So what basically Indian system to which we need to understand that, of course, we all need to study artificial intelligence, everything. But we need to understand our system, which was existing in earlier times. Okay. So what was basically we are having a lot of cultural heritage. We are very rich in that one. So we need to go back to our own history. What are the good things? What are the things that could be utilized for today? Today there was a seminar here basically on relation, means India-Oman relations, okay, historical relations. So why do we try to understand history? History, why history is considered to be a very important subject? Everybody has a stake in history. Simply because history teaches us as how to make our present better, present and the future better. So it is the mirror through which we can see. So history, the role of history is very important. That's why it is said that what you all know that Taxila, Nalanda, many universities were existing, and the foreign scholars used to come to India for higher education. But the things have become just otherwise. There was something which were unique. This was something which we had a very important and kind of things. So today the situation has become reverse. So how we can use our past, early past, our everything, so that we can it could be helpful, it would be helpful to understand or to go further and to catch up with the other countries of the world. That is the whole. So artificial intelligence, lot of scope is there. Even in national education doesn't stop you this kind of thing. So lot of vibrancy, and more than that, I think it's not sacred. Means we the teachers are the real practitioner of education. We understand, and this document has been created by the persons like all of us. They have a little bit more knowledge and experience, not knowledge, at least experience. So they use their, and it was put in the public domain many times in the past. So many of us gave the suggestions, and today again, I think it is dynamic in the sense that if anything is otherwise, we the teachers would take it like that, and it could be rectified, because the whole idea or the philosophy of creating this NAP is that it will address, or it should supposed to address, the contemporary challenges, so that we can make our future better and we can be helpful in the process of the growth and the development of the nation, and we can bring society on the path of the development to which we will lead to take our country by 2047 for the in the category of the developed nation. So that is the thing. I think artificial intelligence or whatever the new technologies are coming, how we are going to blend. Today it is said that now many things were there like ABC means academic credit of banking, and there's a restructure of the entire I think degrees, like now you need to depend or need to study for graduation of 4 years. So thereafter 1 year 1 year post graduation, then you will be admitted to PhD today. So previously it was MP, lot of things. So restructuring has taken place. Why? Simply because we can match or we can do justice or we can uh, prepare the society in a better way so that we can meet all these challenges and we can contribute as much as we can. As I said to you in the initial stage that why have we joined this program? So that we could be sensitized. I also said that many issues to which it is going to be highlighted by different scholars, like academic leadership, governance and management, and then ICT, as you rightly, ICT, I think, and many more like research and the development. We are also lacking research. Without research or quality research, we cannot, because research is considered to be a very important tool for the development, economic, social, political, all kind of development. So over there, somebody, if it is not discussed, maybe some of the one day, I think it is the second theme that has been discussed today. But let me again reemphasize that all these themes are going to reinforce this national education policy. If you see these themes and you can relate with this national education policy, it will be very much related. So philosophy behind this program, objective behind this program is to make you understand, make you the relevance of this national urgency of this national education policy, so that we could think. So it's a small, very compact document which is running into 64 pages. So we need to see this thing very deeply, very critically. Then I think we will do something better. So thank you so much indeed. Is there any more question or anything? So Indian higher education, Indian system of education is important, no doubt about that.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I think
Zainab,
there is no question from participants.
yes, Mustafa साहब,
Sir,
anything? आप बताएं कोई,
no,
if
sir.
anybody has any question or any remarks, not question all the time, queries, any remarks, any comments, directly
Okay, sir.
related, indirectly related, or not at all related. Asking
सर
question is a beautiful thing. Yes, please.
सर ये अभी जो इंडियन हायर एजुकेशन है, एनएपी आने के बाद क्या रैंकिंग में इस तरह सुधार कुछ है सर? इस तरह आने के बाद इस तरह कोई स्टडी है?
अभी तो
जो
पूरी तरह से आप ऐसा है कि सुधार क्यों नहीं है? सुधार तो जिस दिन से बीमारी ठीक होना शुरू होती है, and we should not be pessimist, rather we should be optimist. सबसे बड़ा सुधार के देखिए, एक इमीडिएटली आप सब आ गए वैसे कोर्स से जुड़े तो कुछ तो सीखा होगा ना, कुछ तो सुना होगा ना, कुछ तो सेंसिटाइज हुआ होगा ना, ऐसे तो जीरो तो नहीं हो सकता है ना. तो आप the role of the teacher is multiplier, means you are going to multiply, means if you are going to say something, if you are going to translate something which is important to the class of 40, 50, 60, I think they would learn and they would again replicate. So our role is very profound, very important. So lot of responsibility and very important responsibility has been enshrined, has been given by the society to all of us. लोग बोलते हैं ना टीचर होकर के आप ऐसी बात करते हैं, people say like this. means we have the status in this, and we should maintain and we should do something. So it is said that the teacher's job is considered as a noble profession. So it's a noble profession means we cannot ensure. I think in this only profession, nobody can ensure you. You are the malik of your own. You are the owner of your own. If you are going to the class, your boss can only ensure whether you have gone to the class, how best you have taught, how best, how worst you have done in the class. Only you can do. Nobody can ensure. You means me or anybody. So we must use our potential for the progress and the development of the society. And if we are going to class and transact the same means bringing transformation, if we wish to bring transformation in the society, we need to bring transformation in the minds of the students or the young generation. That is the only way out, only way out through which we can think of a equal society, equitable society, better society, progressive society, or any kind of society.
Sir, very good afternoon, sir. Hello.
Yes, please, I am hearing.
Yes, okay, sir. Very good afternoon, sir. सर यूजी लेवल पर जो हमारी यूनिवर्सिटीज कोर्स ऑफर कर रही हैं और ये जो हमारा 4 ईयर का इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स है सर, तो सर ये थोड़ा सा क्लैरिफिकेशन मैं इसमें चाहूंगी कि 4 ईयर इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स को करने के बाद अगर हम किसी स्पेसिफिक फील्ड में जाते हैं तो उसमें हमें बीए एमए की डिग्री मिल जाती है। तो यूजी लेवल पर खाली सिंपल फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एजुकेशन जो सब्जेक्ट है वो बच्चा लेता है फिर उसी में ही वो पीजी करता है एमए, तो सर इसमें क्या डिस्टिंक्शन है? इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स इज मच बेटर फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स दे शुड ऑप्ट, और ये यूजी लेवल पर बीए में एजुकेशन लें फिर उसके बाद एमए एजुकेशन करें? सर थोड़ा सा क्लैरिफिकेशन इसमें दें कि यूनिवर्सिटीज किस तरह से इसको एनईपी के अकॉर्डिंग एडॉप्ट करेंगी।
देखिए ऐसा है कि सारे इस तरह के टेक्निकल ये है, फिलोसफिकल लेवल पे एडिशनल लेवल पे देखिए ऐसा इसलिए किया गया, आपको मैं बता दूं, सब यू विल नॉट फाइंड, ये पूरी दुनिया में ऐसे ही है। अब एमफिल कहीं भी नहीं होता, थोड़ा सा उसको एट पार बनाने की बात है। और ये भी है ना कि आप कुछ न कुछ जो इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्स है 4 साल जो पढ़ा, तो यहाँ अगर 1 साल कम कर दिया उधर से तो इधर बढ़ा दिया, वैसे यही हुआ है ना, इसको कर दिया। इसमें मुझे लगता है कि ये देखिए इंपेरिकल एविडेंस, आप यहाँ कहेंगे यहाँ तो हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट करने में हम माहिर हैं, एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे हैं वैसे, लेकिन इस तरह का जो सिस्टम जो बनाया है ये कोई ऐसा नहीं कि कोई जो भी सिस्टम अजूबा सिस्टम, इस तरह का सिस्टम एग्जिस्ट करता है जिसको हम कहते हैं कि एडवांस कंट्री है, इंडस्ट्रियलाइज्ड कंट्री है, वहाँ ये सारी चीजें हैं और ये बहुत बेहतर तरीके से है और वो सक्सेसफुल माना जाता है रिलेटिवली, ठीक है। अब रही कि बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो कि नहीं अच्छा हुआ, जब कोई चीज खराब होता है या जो उससे कोई बेनिफिट सक्सेस नहीं हुआ तो उसको बदलते हैं ना। जैसे कि सेमेस्टर सिस्टम ही जब इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ, लॉट ऑफ ह्यू एंड क्राई टुक प्लेस, क्या है 1 साल में पढ़ा रहे हैं सब, लेकिन अगर उसकी पूरी फिलॉसफी देखेंगी और बहुत हद तक से कोई सिस्टम फेल कर गया तो आपको रिप्लेस तो करना पड़ेगा ना। अब you need to catch up, we need to bring your system at par with other, क्योंकि बार बार कहते ग्लोबलाइजेशन हो गया, क्या है ये सारी चीजें हुआ है ना, इसको तो नहीं निगेट कर सकते हैं ना, उसके कैसे बेनिफिट है, और वी आर द बेनिफिशियरी ऑफ द ग्लोबलाइजेशन। ये ऐसा नहीं है, आप बताइए आज के डेट में दुनिया से हम कनेक्टेड है, एक जमाना था आज से 20 साल 25 साल पहले नहीं थे, वी आर नॉट कनेक्टेड एज वी आर टुडे। सो हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टेक द बेनिफिट ऑफ दिस प्रोसेस? क्यों उसको ऐसा है कि अगर उसको बहुत ही एकेडमिक पढ़ेंगे, जो आपका 68 में जो पॉलिसी बनी फिर 86 में बनी, अभी अब ऐसा तो नहीं था कि वो बहुत ही रद्दी है, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, बट यू नो एट दैट टाइम सीइंग द सिचुएशन ऑफ दैट टाइम इट वाज formulated, it was created. Now the things had changed drastically. So new challenges have come up. So in order to address, आप ये बताइए पूरी दुनिया में आपके स्टूडेंट, आपके ह्यूमन कैपिटल, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स जा रहा, तो अगर पूरा ग्लोबल उस तरह के, इफ यू आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट योर सिस्टम और गोइंग टू क्रिएट योर कंटेंट टेकिंग द ग्लोबल इश्यूज इनटू द माइंड, अगर ऐसे नहीं करेंगे तो फिर आपके स्टूडेंट, आपकी कमिंग जनरेशन कैसे पूरी दुनिया में जाएगी या कहीं भी होगी। एंड जो बनाया गया है, seeing the situation, so the whole world is now intermingled, interconnected, interdependent. अब इसमें उसी तरह काम करना पड़ेगा। तो ये सारी चीजें जो की गई हैं, इसलिए कहीं एक्सपेक्टेड कि ये नहीं, इसका डिविडेंड जो आएगा, रिजल्ट आएगा, वो बेहतर आएगा। हो सकता कि ना आए, ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है। और ये भी इसीलिए तो चांस लिया गया कि जो असल जो इम्प्लीमेंटर है, जो असल उसके स्टेक होल्डर है, वो है टीचर्स, वो है टीचिंग कम्युनिटी। इनको बताया जा, समझाया जा ग्लोबल इश्यूज, ग्लोबल चैलेंजेस, हमारी जो अपनी जो एक स्ट्रेंथ है, पोटेंशियल है, ये सारी चीजों को हम डिस्कस करें। डिस्कशन में क्या सेमिनार, सिंपोजियम पूरी दुनिया में जाते हैं, हिंदुस्तान में भी जाते हैं। क्यों जाते हैं? इसीलिए देखिए व्हाट आर द लेटेस्ट अपडेट, and when we get to know, we come and translate the same to the student. तो इसके देखिए कोई ऐसा नहीं कि ओवरऑल तो बेहतर है, it seems to be better, लेकिन to what extent it's going to bring transformation, development, growth for the society, for the benefit of the society, it is yet to be known, it is yet to be done. But let us try to do it, and definitely we don't have any other option, we have to do it. Then we can think of a better world or better India.
सर सारे प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन एक साथ क्यों चाहिए? लाइक आईटेप भी चल रहा है, बीएड 2 साल का, अब बीएड 1 साल का, बी एमएड 2 साल का, एमएड 1 साल का भी आएगा, तो सारे प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन एक साथ क्यों चाहिए? लाइक थोड़ा टाइम तो दें चीजों को।
मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं आपको एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ। अब ये तो
हमारे यहाँ एमयू में तो मतलब डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन है, मतलब इतना काम है एजुकेशन के पास, इनको तो फैकल्टी ऑफ एजुकेशन होना चाहिए पूरा।
मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं आपको देखिए, ऐसा है कि ये स्पेसिफिक तो जवाब देना बड़ा मुश्किल होगा, लेकिन इसके ग्रैंड लेवल पे, मैक्रो लेवल पे हम बता रहे हैं। अब ऐसा है कि ये सारी जो चीजें हैं ना, कोई भी चीज बनती है, कोई भी नई चीज बनती है तो उसके कुछ एडवांटेज होंगे, कुछ डिसएडवांटेज होंगे। देखिए ओवरऑल देखेंगे, देखिए ऐसा है कि हमने जो एक चैलेंजेस लिए हैं, जो चैलेंजेस के हिसाब से सारी चीजें बनी हैं, अब कहीं अदरवाइज भी होगा, कहीं ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है, लेकिन ओवरऑल देखेंगे तो आप, ऐसा है कि क्यों बोलते हैं कि हमारा जो, हमारे सिस्टम में देखिए, अगर ये आप लोग अगर कहीं देखें और रियलाइज करेंगे, टीचर, आप कहीं यूनिवर्सिटी में, कहीं दुनिया की यूनिवर्सिटी में जाइए, आप खासतौर से यूरोपियन कंट्री, आपके जो हमारे सिस्टम में जो रीगर है उसको देखें आप लोग, वो उतना उनके सिस्टम में जो रीगर है, हमें नहीं है वैसे। तो रीगर का भी तो कुछ मतलब होता है ना, कि नहीं रीगर लाएंगे तो कैसे होगा, कैसे फिर हम कैचअप करेंगे, कैसे हम बेहतर बनाएंगे। अब ये नीटी ग्रिटी बताती है। देखिए ऐसा है कि ये कहते हैं एकेडमिक कल्चर, रिसर्च कल्चर, यूनिवर्सिटी कल्चर, सारी चीजें दैट इज लैकिंग। अब एक दिन में हम चाहें, या प्रिंसिपल साहब चाहे, या वाइस चांसलर साहब चाहें, तो ये तो नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ये चेंज, ये माइंड सेट जो है ना, माइंड मेंटल लेवल पे, एटीट्यूडनल चेंज, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर। ठीक है, अब आपको एक चीज मैं, आई विल, है 1-2 मिनट, 1 मिनट में बता रहे हैं, आप सुनिएगा। बहुत पुरानी बात है, लेकिन इतनी भी पुरानी नहीं है वैसे। एम्परर ऑफ जापान पास्ड अवे, मुझे, व्हेन आई वाज ए स्टूडेंट, ठीक है, अब आई एम फॉरगेटिंग हिज नेम। सो जापानीज गवर्नमेंट announced a holiday, for the whole day holiday, 1 day holiday was announced in order to mark the respect to the departed soul of the emperor at that time. Japanese came on the street and they pressurized the government of the Japanese government at that time, and it was compelled, government was compelled to reduce the holiday for half, and it came in the newspaper. So what I am basically saying, I think there's a lot of issues are there. If we take everything in the positive to which we don't take it, तो कहाँ से सारी चीजें एकदम उधर जाएगी। अब रही बात की हमारे आपके कहने से कुछ चीजें आइडियल भी लगती है, लेकिन एक चीज है, जब पूरी दुनिया बदल चुकी है, बदल रही है, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू टाइम, प्लेस, कंडीशन, सिचुएशन, वी नीड टू चेंज। तभी तो हम सरवाइव करेंगे, तभी तो हम उनसे कम्पीट करेंगे। टू कम्पीट विद द वर्ल्ड कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना, उसमें कुछ चीजें तो हो सकता है छूट जाए, लेकिन लार्जर जो पिक्चर पॉलिसी लेवल पे अगर आप देखेंगे एट द पॉलिसी लेवल, वो तो मुझे इट सीम्स टू बी गुड। उसको पढ़ें और देखें और पूरी दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है उसको देखें, फिर समझ में आएगा। हमारी देखिए ऐसा है कि अब एक जगह में सिस्टेमिक प्रॉब्लम, लेट मी टेल यू, इसको वी शुड नॉट ब्लेम टू वन। जब समथिंग गोज रॉन्ग, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन टीचर्स लाइक ऑल ऑफ आर ब्लेम, जो कि ये नहीं है। वी ऑल आर द पार्ट, we all are the stakeholder of the system, higher education system. Government is responsible, we are responsible, students are responsible, and many other stakeholders are responsible किसी चीज के लिए। सिस्टेमिक प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है ना, सिस्टेमिक प्रॉब्लम होगी तो सारी चीजों को ठीक करेंगे तभी ठीक होगा। ग्रेजुअली इट इज बीइंग डन, इट इज बीइंग रेक्टिफाइड, दैट इज द ओनली वे आउट, और कोई रास्ता नहीं है। अब ये कहेंगे साहब पैसे इसमें नहीं आते हैं, social sector have been largely neglected in our country. आपको आई एम गिविंग यू वन एग्जाम्पल। अब उसके लिए ये, क्योंकि एक चीज, एक सिर्फ टीचर्स कैसे रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं है। 68 में कहा गया कि 6% ऑफ द जीडीपी वुड बी ईयरमार्क्ड और रिकमेंडेड फॉर एजुकेशन एज ए होल। आप सबको, मेनी ऑफ यू मस्ट बी नोइंग, इट डिडंट हैपन। Again, it was reiterated in 1986. It made the same fate. And ironically, and very interesting to share with you that again, in this 2020, it is said that 6%. Do you, are you seeing all these things? And now the budget is every year curtailed like anything, 2.3, 2.5, not more than 3. It is being, why? So different phases, many different government came. Nobody is interested. So there's a problem. I think no country can ignore or should ignore the, I think, importance of social sector, education and the health. Any country who is ignoring only at its own peril. I think I'm just making the statement, and you can verify, you can see these things. The problems doesn't lie in nitty-gritty to which you are addressing. Nitty-gritty problem will remain there, but larger picture, larger at the grand level policy or the macro level policy must be taken into account, and those who are responsible, those who are to be taken into account must be taken into account. Then we will be able to ameliorate the system per se of the higher education or education as a whole. So we need to see, and we are the researcher, we are the intellectual, we are the practitioners of education. So we understand better than any other stakeholder of the society. So our responsibility, our privileges, everything is known to all of us. So this is what I am arguing, this is what my conjecture, this is what my perception is there about that one. वो जो आप बता रहे हैं कि ठीक है, वो चीजें तो अगर if the vice chancellor of any university, if the principal of any university, any college are visionary or smart enough, ये जो आप नेटी ग्रिटी की जो बात कर रहे हैं, ये इतने उसमें स्कोप है कि कैसे आप कहाँ से कैसे रेक्टिफाई कर सकते हैं। इट इज नॉट रिजिड, लेट मी टेल यू, जो आपने कहा ना वो दैट इज नॉट रिजिड। लेकिन हर चीज के लिए एकदम टॉप पे नहीं जाना होगा। एट द लोकल लेवल, at the university level, we have to deal with that. How your administrators or the governance system is dealing with, again, is otherwise no violation of this thing. कहीं देखिए बहुत उसको कर दिया, इम्प्लीमेंट कर दिया, कहीं भी सिर्फ पेपर में ही इम्प्लीमेंटेड है ना प्रॉब्लम। लेकिन ये तो यहाँ से सब जगह कहा गया कि यू अप्लाई, यू इम्प्लीमेंट इट, इफ एनीथिंग कम्स लेट अस नो। ये है सिचुएशन।
थैंक यू सर।
ठीक है फिर?
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, on
Thank you,
behalf of UGC, MMTTC, AMU, Aligarh, and collaborating institute, Kaliachak College, Malda, West Bengal, I extend my sincere gratitude for your valuable contribution as a resource person in this session on the very important topic, student diversity and inclusive education. Sir, your insightful discourse and engaging presentation enriched the learning experience of our participants, providing them with a deeper understanding of the subject matter. Sir, your expertise and willingness to share your knowledge have significantly contributed to the success of this session. Sir, your thought-provoking discussions and practical insights which will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on our academic and professional journey. Sir, we truly appreciate your time and effort. Once again, thank you very much, sir, for your dedication and commitment to fostering academic excellence. Thank you very much, sir.
थैंक यू एवरीबॉडी, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद आप लोगों को। आप लोगों ने बहुत अच्छे से सुना और मेरी कोशिश थी कि जो मैं जानता था उसको आप लोगों को बताएं। आई नो nobody is perfect, but I have tried my level best to come up to your expectation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you everybody. Do
Thank you,
well.
sir.
I wish you all the very best for your future endeavor. Let us meet on other occasion, other platform. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dear participant, we have another session at 4:30 sharp. You all are requested to rejoin before 4:30. Okay, thank you very much.